Hello, everybody, and today we're going to be going through Joe Biden's best case scenario for the 2020 election, 8 days out from Election Day, November 3rd. It is going to be very close in my mind, but this is what I believe would be Joe Biden's best case scenario for November 3rd. Saying that he does have a lot of enthusiasm on his side. He will get people to the polls. A lot of people are going to be mailing in their ballots. And basically saying that the polls are pretty accurate and this would be his best case scenario. So let's get directly to the safe states. They're going to be California, Hawaii, Washington. The safe states, no, not really a big need to explain, but all of these would be safe Democrat states for Joe Biden, and then safe Republican states for Trump are going to be similar ones, but there may be a few that I just don't go ahead to directly consider safe for Republicans. So 169 to 89 for Biden. Now let's get directly to the likely states. I am going to try and make this video a little bit quicker to give you guys, so not to keep you guys waiting while I'm trying to explain everything. But likely states are Oregon, Connecticut, Virginia, New Mexico, Colorado, Minnesota, and Michigan. All these states, if he was to win, would be likely. I think I'm forgetting something because this would give him the election. Oh, I guess it doesn't give him the election yet, but likely Democrat states, Michigan, Minnesota. Right now, he is up by, in Michigan, he's up by like 8 points. Minnesota's up by 6 points. He'd have to outperform these margins and possibly win by 10 or 11 points in each of these states. In his best case scenario. Same with Colorado, New Mexico, Virginia. These already have a somewhat likely chance of going likely, especially Virginia and New Mexico. But I don't see them as safe this election yet, even though they are trending blue. Now, for likely Republican states are Montana, South Dakota, Alaska, South Carolina, and Indiana. And Nebraska's 3rd Congressional District, all likely Republican states, South Carolina and Indiana. Obviously, Obama won Indiana. Does have, I guess, the Obama-Biden appeal a little bit, although Trump did win it by around 19 points. Could narrow up a little bit. South Carolina is trending blue, I guess at a slower pace than Arizona and Texas and Georgia. However, it is still trending blue. Alaska's usually likely, and Montana and South Dakota. New recent poll with South Dakota had Trump only up 11. However, yeah, that would be probably the worst case scenario for Trump. But same with Montana and South Dakota. A lot of Montana polls have it within like 6 or 7 points. If those polls are accurate, then this would probably stay in the likely column. I don't see Trump losing or winning by 6 points, probably by around 10 to 12 points, but it would definitely not be a solid state for Trump. So now for lean Biden states, actually, I'm going to do main at large, is a likely Biden. Okay, so lean Biden would be Nevada, Arizona. There's going to be a lot of states, so get ready. New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin. So that would give him the election. And Florida would all lean for Biden. He is up by decent margins, 4 or 5 points in Wisconsin and Pennsylvania. He'd probably stay with those margins to give him the lean margin. In Arizona and Nevada, they do tend to overestimate Republicans in polling in those states. So he could end up winning by 4 or 5 points. Right now, the spread's him up by around 2 to 3 points, I think, in those states. And with Florida, he could end up winning by 2 or 3 points, similar to what Obama did in 2008. He is up with elderly support, so that could help him in Florida. And that's about it. I'm thinking about using North Carolina. Yeah, I'll also include North Carolina. If Florida's going to go, North Carolina's going to go. That's honestly how I see this election. So basically, Florida and North Carolina are going to be in unison. If Florida goes tilt red or tilt blue, North Carolina will go tilt red, tilt blue, or lean margins, or likely, whatever it's going to be, they're going to be in unison. They're usually the same. 2012 was different, but they usually are the same, especially recently. So now he's already up to 333 electoral votes, but he's not done. So, tilt Joe Biden is going to be Nebraska, 2nd Congressional, and Maine, 2nd Congressional. I do think Trump has a pretty solid chance of winning Maine 2nd Congressional District. However, there is a Biden appeal. Definitely not Hillary Clinton running this time. So he does have that Northeastern appeal, especially in Maine, New Hampshire, Delaware. He's from Delaware, Pennsylvania. So that does give him the Northeastern appeal. Nebraska, Trump only won that by 3 points. There have been some polls where Biden's up. Obama won it in 08, and Joe Biden could definitely win this election. However, I only see him winning by the tilt margin. As for now, Iowa and Ohio are also both would be tilt blue. I'm sorry, I forgot to do lean Republican. I'll do that after these tilt blues. They're actually very close in the polls right now. Biden could edge them out if the polls actually underestimate Biden. However, I do see that being pretty unlikely. But in a best case scenario, they would underestimate Biden. He'd have to have a lot more enthusiasm. He did lose the Iowa caucus, but obviously getting the endorsement of every other candidate, Klobuchar, Buttigieg, everybody, that could help him out in these industrial Midwestern states. And I'm going to come back, but I'm just going to characterize Missouri as a lean. I don't really think I need to explain that. So I'm going to characterize Georgia as tilt blue. He actually is up in the polls right now by about 0.8%. And if those stay on strong, then he'll win by a tilt blue margin with Georgia. It definitely is narrowed up if you look at the Georgia governor races. Brian Kemp only won by around 2 points. Trump won by around 5 points. And then Romney before him, I think he won by around 10 points. So it's definitely narrowed up a lot, and it could flip this election in a Biden best case scenario. But I don't see Texas going blue yet. I know there's a lot of hopeful people out there thinking that Texas could go blue this election cycle. I don't even see that happening in a Biden best case scenario. I think that Trump does have a lot of enthusiasm in Texas, especially with the Biden's comments on the oil industry. And I could be wrong. In a Biden best case scenario, he could get Texas. That would put him over 400 electoral votes, pretty much giving the Democrats an election mandate. But I see him hanging on to Texas by a tilt margin, barely hanging on. Biden pretty much taking over the entire map, destroying Trump. So, Biden best case scenario, 375 electoral votes. I'll shift the map to one whole color so you guys can see what the new map will look like. And it would definitely mean that Ohio would keep its streak of deciding the presidential election winner, which would be pretty interesting. So here we go. Did I forget something? Alaska. 375, 1 to 163. That's kind of an Obama 2008 landslide. I'm not sure of the exact electoral tally, but I'm pretty sure it is pretty close to Obama versus McCain. Obviously, Biden best case scenario. This is not my actual election prediction. That's my last video. I'm going to be coming out with a Trump best case scenario probably tomorrow. And the day after that, I'm going to be coming out with my Senate election predictions. So a lot more stuff coming. And then after the Senate election predictions, probably with 6 days to go, I'm going to do my final gubernatorial election predictions. And then I'll come out with my final presidential election predictions, probably with 2 or 3 days to go, and maybe the last day. I'll have some more content for you, maybe even 2 videos that day. But I really want to give you guys a lot of content, and honestly, we're pretty much rounding the corner. We have like 8 days left to go, so almost the final week left of the campaign. I know a lot of people are anxious, but like I try to say in my previous videos, it's one election. There's going to be an election every 2 years, so you win this time, you'll win next time, or you'll keep going until you win. If people seriously think that, oh, this is the last time the Republican can't get elected again, or a Democrat can't get elected again, then you haven't paid much attention to history, because that claim has been made far too often, and they're always wrong, because Republicans and Democrats have pretty much kept getting elected and reelected on and off elections since Abraham Lincoln when he founded the Republican Party. So this is Joe Biden's best case scenario. I'll be coming out with a Trump best case scenario tomorrow, hopefully. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and stay tuned for more videos. I tried to make this video a bit quicker than the previous ones. But thank you guys for watching and have a nice day. Goodbye.